Here we go. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining Mann Travels this morning. We hope that you are doing well. We hope that you had a safe and wonderful Labor Day weekend. Today, we have a great friend of ours and travel partner, Barry Johnston. He is with Viking Cruises, and he is going to tell us a little bit about U.S. river cruising today. Just some side notes for Zoom. We have everybody muted and your cameras are actually turned off. If you have any questions during this presentation, please use the chat feature. I will keep track of it and we'll be sure to answer your questions either during the presentation or at the end. So with that being said, Barry, take it away.
All right, thanks so much, Billy. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us today to hear about Viking, Mississippi. And that's really what I'll concentrate on today. My title screen here says Great Lakes. I'll talk a little bit about that at the very end and some of our other Viking product too. I want to reassure everyone, this is a time when we are not traveling as much as we were before, obviously, but we were the first cruise line to roll out a risk-free guarantee policy. So we did that back at the very beginning of March, and we've continued to do that every month and extending that offer. So it is valid for any booking that you make in the month of September. You are protected. Even when we're talking about our Viking Mississippi product, which is sailing in 2022 and 2023, you're booking now for that 2022 or 2023 Viking Mississippi product. You are covered all the way up until 24 hours prior to travel and have the ability to cancel your sailing for any reason. You'll have a future cruise voucher for the money on the booking, and you'll have 2 years to plan your next cruise. So you are protected, and we are seeing more and more people book their 2021, 2022, and 2023 travel with us at Viking over the last 6 weeks or so, because people are just ready to travel, right? Ready to plan that trip and know that we'll eventually be past this. So we want to let you know that you are protected, and we do have our risk-free guarantee. Many of you may have cruised on Viking previously, and we certainly hope if you have, you know what Viking is like. If you've only seen our television commercials or seen our brochures or talked with your Mann Travels travel agent about Viking before, I hope you've heard some great things, because we were really destination focused, culturally enriched, and carefully curated. That's what we do. We've been in business for 23 years. Our anniversary was just back in August. 23 years in the business, starting as a river cruise line in Russia and then growing. And now we have ocean cruising, polar cruising coming, and Viking Mississippi on the way. That same tagline has been in place for all 23 years, exploring the world in comfort. So our passengers are explorers. They want to travel to an area and hear about not just the history, but experience the culture, see some art, hear music from that region, taste the food from that area. So that it is about exploring and learning when you travel with Viking. And you do it very comfortably. We don't have formal nights. It is very casual on your day excursions out away from the ship, anytime on the ship during the morning and day, completely casual. We even, in our nighttime restaurant, we only call it casual elegant, or country club casual is my personal term. So no need to pack a suit or tie or formal wear. It's just not required at Viking. It is a comfortable way to travel. And really everything on board and ashore is about that region you're traveling through. So let's talk a little bit about some of the excursions and the way you're going to learn about the Mississippi area on part of our product. Again, we're talking about cruising that will take place in 2022 and 2023. The ship is under construction. So in today's presentation, I'll talk a little bit about the destination first, and then I'll give you a tour of the Viking Mississippi, the brand new ship under construction, and we'll walk through both the public areas and the staterooms so you can see what it's like. But it's on sale now and booking very, very fast, so very popular product. So we always at Viking, we call our way of exploration and excursions and bringing the destination to you the Viking way. And we divide it into 3 topics: local life, working world, privileged access. And you'll be able to experience those on tours that you can choose to do on Viking Mississippi. And here are a few on the screen. I won't read off all of these for you, but one example may be in Natchez, Mississippi, doing an excursion that will take you through tours of several local historic homes from the 1800s, then having a Southern lunch at restaurant 1818 and sampling some Southern cocktails like the Sazerac and Mint Julep. It could be visiting one of America's oldest breweries in St. Louis. The Anheuser-Busch brewery there has multiple buildings that are on the National List of Historic Places. And it could be privileged access, like visiting the Vesterheim, which is the National Norwegian American Museum in Decorah, and we visit that we're at a town nearby and head over to Decorah on a tour there. Or it could be in Lafayette, Louisiana, doing the Rural Life Museum, which is a living history museum devoted to the Cajun culture. So you hear the music, the folk tales, and of course taste some great Cajun food there in Lafayette, Louisiana. On our Viking Mississippi product, this is our included value. We have one short excursion in every port of call that's already included for you. That's an overview of that town or destination. There'll be optional excursions that you can choose to purchase through Viking, or you can go out for self-exploration too in every port of call. All your onboard meals are included. Wine, beer, and soft drinks are included during lunch and dinner. We do have a very economical beverage package. If you like premium wines and you like cocktails, drinks throughout the day, I do recommend talking with your Mann Travels travel advisor about upgrading to our Silver Spirits beverage package. It's just $19.95 per person per day. Current pricing here in September of 2021. I'm sorry, 2020. Trying to jump ahead a year. Specialty coffees and teas are available 24 hours. We have complimentary Wi-Fi on board for you, and all your port charges and government taxes are going to be in that price that's quoted for you too by Mann Travels. So let's go through the destination, the 4 itineraries that we're offering. So we have 4 itineraries sailing the Mississippi. The first one begins in August of 2022. And then we have all the way to October of 2023 on sale. So all of these 4 itineraries, 3 of them are 8-day itineraries, and one of them is a 15-day itinerary. So I will show a day by day for each of those after this, but I like this map, and I like to talk about when we're cruising and what the availability is like. This product has been on sale since April 1st. We announced it on April 1st. It's highly anticipated. We've been talking about Viking Mississippi for probably 6 years or so. So our loyal passengers have booked very fast. So let's start at the bottom of the river and work our way up. So if you see that bottom and over from left to right, New Orleans and Southern Charms, that's an 8-day itinerary on sale right now for December of 2022 to January of 2023. We have availability on this for both dates, December 2022, January 2023. Lots of availability on New Orleans and Southern Charm. It's round trip out of New Orleans. So you start in New Orleans, head upriver to Vicksburg, and head back down to New Orleans. Heart of the Delta is an 8-day that's going to operate in that mid-October to November timeframe of 2022. There may be a cabin here or there on that itinerary, but for 2022, it's mostly sold out. We do have wide availability for January to mid-June of 2023 for that Heart of the Delta. And that's a one-way. It'll either start in Memphis and end in New Orleans or do the reverse. Now, America's Great River is the 15-day. So that runs from St. Paul down to New Orleans. So you can do it southwards, or you could do it the same itinerary in reverse. Start in New Orleans and travel northward to St. Paul. The first itineraries the first sailing dates for this itinerary are sold out. So we do have mid-September to mid-October of 2022. They are all sold out, but we do have some availability for June of 2023, as well as September and October of 2023 for America's Great River. We have added additional dates for this itinerary because it's just proven to be so popular. It is the most popular of the 4. America's Heartland is the northern 8-day. We have availability for this. In August of 2022, our first cruises that we're doing on Viking Mississippi will actually be on this product. So August 2022 is available, and then we'll be offering it again from mid-July to mid-September of 2023. All right, and let's go through just briefly so you can see all of the ports of call. This is New Orleans and Southern Charms, 8-day, 6 guided tours, an overnight in New Orleans. So you do get to see more of that city, but then Darrow, St. Francisville, all in Louisiana, Natchez, Vicksburg, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and back there to New Orleans. So it starts and ends in New Orleans. In every single starting and ending city, we do have opportunities for pre and post. So you can extend and see a little bit more of those by adding a hotel stay through Viking. And your Mann Travels travel advisor can give you pricing for our extensions. We have 1-night, 2-night, and 3-night extensions available. Heart of the Delta is Memphis to New Orleans or New Orleans to Memphis. You can operate this, we'll operate this both ways, so you can choose which direction you like to go. Here on this screen, we're starting in New Orleans, then Darrow, Baton Rouge, St. Francisville, going to Natchez, Mississippi, Vicksburg, Mississippi, a scenic cruising day, and then arriving in Memphis. America's Heartland is that northern 8-day. This will be St. Paul to St. Louis, or the reverse, St. Louis to St. Paul. So in this example, we are starting in St. Louis. Protocol every single day: Hannibal, Burlington, Quad Cities, Dubuque, La Crosse. That's where we dock at when we're near Decorah. So that's an opportunity to do that, to visit the Vesterheim if you were interested in that privileged access opportunity. Red Wing, Minnesota, and St. Paul, Minnesota. Now, America's Great River is that 15-day. So this can operate in either direction. Here in this example, we're showing starting in St. Paul and ending in New Orleans. There are 2 scenic cruising days. So between St. Louis and Memphis, there's a cruising day. And then again, between Memphis and Vicksburg, we have a scenic cruising day built in. So those are going to be lovely days to travel the river and just enjoy the ship. We'll have some entertainment on board, some opportunities to learn about the river, and great regional food and drinks while we're on board. And here that is that itinerary on a map. Really seeing so much of the middle of the country. All right, and to talk briefly about a few of the cities that we'll be visiting: Hannibal, Missouri. If you're on the 15-day, we'll dock here. If you're on the 8-day Upper Mississippi, we'll dock at Hannibal, Missouri. Everything in Hannibal is about Mark Twain, their famous native son. We'll visit Mark Twain's boyhood home. We'll see the picket fence that he painted that we read about in the novels. And what you see here on the screen are a statue of Huck Finn and Tom Sawyer. Memphis, Tennessee. This will be a starting port or ending port for some of our cruises on the southern Mississippi there. So you could choose to do an extension to stay over and see more, do some self-exploration after your cruise or on that first day of your cruise. And on our 15-day, this will be a port of call. So when it's our port of call, we'll have an included tour that'll take you to Elvis's Graceland. So you can see his rock and roll memorabilia and how that great mansion is. But there's so much to see in Memphis, from Beale Street with the great blues music to wonderful barbecue. They have such fantastic Southern barbecue there that is served with a dry rub and sauce on the side. So Memphis is a great food town as well. Vicksburg, Mississippi is a port of call on both of the 8-day Lower Mississippi, as well as a port of call on the 15-day. And everything in Vicksburg is really, there's some great historic homes to see, but the battlefield is what Vicksburg is really famous for. So this was one of the turning point battles in the American Civil War. Ulysses Grant was the general here who was promoted and moved over to the Eastern Theater and then later became our president. So our included tour will take guests to the battlefield, and you'll hear from experts explaining the great siege that took place here and heroic moments from both sides as Americans fought for the direction of our country. And then New Orleans, Louisiana, starting port or ending port for all of our southern itineraries, the 2 8-day itineraries and that 15-day. I love New Orleans. It's one of my favorite cities. Amazing food, from great seafood to Creole Cajun items to beignets, amazing drinks and fantastic music, jazz, of course. Wonderful museums and churches to visit. In fact, one of my favorite museums in the entire world, the National World War II Museum, is here. So if you haven't seen it yet, I do really recommend it. It is a great museum and had benefactors from the very beginning when it used to be the National D-Day Museum, like Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks. And they helped raise copious amounts of funds that turned this into one of the best museums in the world. So make sure to check out the National World War II Museum in New Orleans. Here's some sampling of our pre and post packages. I won't read off everything on the screen, but again, I mentioned we have 1 night, 2 nights, and even 3-night options. So we have simple hotel stays to more longer stays with included tour, 2 or 3, or even 3-night premium packages that are very immersive and take you more into the destination to see more. So the Mann travel advisors can go through all the options on these. Here you see some for Twin Cities and Minneapolis, St. Paul. We have the Big Easy, Best of the Bayou, Acadian Lafayette. It's all about Zydeco and Creole there, and visiting that Rural Life Museum that I mentioned earlier. We have a 1-night stay in New Orleans. We have a 3-night premium immersion New Orleans, which is NOLA's Best, lets you see the National World War II Museum that I mentioned, as well as Mardi Gras World. We will have pre and post packages in Memphis and St. Louis as well. All right, so let's talk about the ship now. So the ship is brand new build. This is a modern vessel. It doesn't have a paddle wheel, so no side paddle wheel or rear paddle wheel. We're not recreating the steamboat era, which was fantastic and really wonderful, but we are cruising in modern comfort on Viking, Mississippi. 386 passengers. That's the total number of people on board. And just like all Viking product, we are adult only. So we are talking about age 18 plus. So there are no families, no kids on board. This is an adult product, age 18 plus. All of our staterooms are double occupancy. We don't offer triple or quad, so 386 passengers total on board. This is just 5 decks. So the first deck is public space. You see that in this artist rendering in St. Louis, how it's lit up on the lower deck. I will show you some images of those spaces in just a moment. Then most of our passenger cabins are on deck 2, 3, and 4. There are a few passenger cabins up on deck 5 and more public space at the rear of deck 5. So let's go through the vessel. Again, August 2022 is when our first sailings are going to take place. This is our reception area in the middle of the ship. Our guest services will be here. We'll have elevator banks that go to all 5 floors, so you'll be able to traverse up and down those elevators. There are staircases if you'd like to go up and down those. And if you've traveled with us on our Viking ocean ships, our 930 passenger small ships, the entire ship here is going to feel very familiar. We've really copied a lot. Those award-winning ships have gotten such great reviews and passengers love them. So we've really copied some of the same elements here on Viking, Mississippi. On our ocean ships, we have a large mural that goes up and down the staircases. Here for Viking, Mississippi, those words that you see on the staircases are excerpts from The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. So you can read a few excerpts of the novel as you go up and down. I love the Explorer's Lounge on our ocean ships, and we've just recreated it here on the Viking, Mississippi. So on deck 1 at the front of the ship, floor to ceiling windows, there are 2 levels here. So there's a second level to this too. There'll be music in this space. You can see a piano there in the far corner in this artist rendering, a bar space, a wonderful space to relax, talk about your day with friends that you're traveling with or new friends that you've met on board in either of these spaces. And you can walk outdoors to the bow. So the bow, now we're looking into the Explorer's Lounge, but now this is that same space. So our Vikings wait staff will come out here and help you to another place to just relax on a wonderful day on the river. One of those scenic cruising days, this would be a great place to relax, or when you come back to the ship after your excursions. The living room space is just behind the Explorer's Lounge on that deck 1. So we're still on the first main deck. This is a large space. We're only showing just a portion of it here, but there is floor to ceiling windows, comfortable living room style seating here. 24 hours a day, there'll be coffee and tea available in this space. We'll also be using this for our onboard enrichment. So when we're in places like Burlington, Iowa, we can have a lecture about that city. It could be a lecture about Ulysses S. Grant when we're in his hometown I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. I lost his hometown, but we do visit there. It could be musicians from Vicksburg that are brought on board to perform music from the Civil War era, so you can hear what soldiers of both sides listen to. It could be the music of Elvis Presley while we are in Memphis, Tennessee. So those types of enrichment opportunities will take place here in the living room space. Now our main restaurant is going to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Floor to ceiling windows on either side, a spacious space here. We have 2 restaurants on board, so we have another food and beverage space up on the 5th deck we'll go to in just a moment. This is an open concept kitchen, so you'll see the chefs preparing food items here, all served to you. We do have regional specialties as well as always available classics that we all enjoy here. So regardless of the part of the river we're on, we'll have specialties from that area. So it could be Norwegian American specialties, Scandinavian specialties up on the northern part of the river, or farm influenced dishes when we're in Iowa and in America's heartland there. It could be Cajun and Creole food when we're down in the southern regions, or barbecue when we're in St. Louis or in Memphis, right? So great and regional specialties will be available here. Multiple courses in the evening, completely casual for lunch and breakfast, and then country club casual in the evening. Our second dining venue is our River Cafe and Aquavit Terrace. They kind of flow into one up on the top deck. So we're up to deck 5 now. We've moved to the top of the ship. This hybrid space we love alfresco dining at Viking. So we have lots of outdoor seating, and portions of this can be completely enclosed if it's inclement weather, but we will have windows and doors open in this River Cafe space on any day that is a beautiful, warm and lovely day, so that you can have that outdoor feel even indoors. So bar space here, and this, again, we'll have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, snacks throughout the day in the River Cafe space. And turning around here, we're really just rotated in our same point. Now we're looking towards the rear of the ship, so you can see some of the outdoor seating and a grill space there where we'll have service too. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner available in both the River Cafe and also in the main restaurant. We do have 24-hour room service on board Viking Mississippi too, so you'll be able to order any type of food back in your cabin as well. This is our infinity plunge pool, one other public space at the very top of the ship. At the rear, we have a plunge pool. It'll be heated in the cooler months, but you can climb in here and enjoy some wonderful views from the very top of the ship, looking back at where we've come from. So let's go through the stateroom categories very quickly. So we have, again, 386 total passengers. All staterooms have either a French balcony or a private veranda. Some of the other ships that are sailing the Mississippi right now do have shared balconies. We don't have that at Viking, so every balcony will be a private balcony. All cabins are double occupancy, and really copy among what we did very successfully on our Viking Ocean staterooms. Every stateroom category has a list of amenities that come with it, so you'll want to compare. I recommend comparing a couple of different categories and doing a pro and con about what comes with the additional price, usually space and a few other things. Your Mann Travel's travel advisor can go through all those options for you. So we have 8 staterooms in our French balcony class. They are located right near the elevator banks. These are going to be our accessible cabins too. So for our ADA guests that need that ability, we have these cabins are all ADA rated, American Disabilities Act. So we do have sliding glass doors, so you can look out from that banister to look out in either direction here in our French balconies. These cabins do include a mini bar with snacks and drinks. Our veranda and deluxe veranda are the majority of our staterooms on the ship. 128 rooms available in this class, 268 square feet, really copied right from our Viking Ocean ships. A really nice sized bathroom, mini bars with snacks, drinks in this cabin as well, and that private veranda that you can walk out to. The next class up is the penthouse veranda, 324 square feet, so a little more space. 24 rooms are available in this class on both decks 2, 3, and 4. Now, again, we're seeing more and more space. Our penthouse junior suite, we have 16 rooms available in this class, 400 square feet, a larger veranda, a separate larger seating area, and a little dining nook too, and a large private bathroom with a double sink and the vanity. Our terrace suite is unlike anything we've had on any Viking ship previously. So this is kind of a new category and very exciting. It features an elongated private veranda there. So you have that long veranda. There are 7 rooms available in this class on decks 3, 4, and 5. It's got 2 televisions in the room, this little divider. So a sitting area here on this side and the bedroom on the other side of the television as well. Our top class is our Explorer Suite. So we have 2 different room sizes in the Explorer Suite. Our Explorer Suite 2s are 657 square feet, and our Explorer Suite 1s are 1,024 square feet. We have 10 rooms in this class. One of the larger 1,024 square feet Explorer Suite 1 rooms is ADA accessible. So you see a dining nook, a separate sitting area, a large veranda, a large bathroom, and a large bathroom in these Explorer Suites. So this is our top category here. We don't have an owner suite on Viking Mississippi, so this is really our Explorer Suite 1s are the top category available. So that gives you a great overview of Viking Mississippi. I did just want to verbalize our other Viking products very quickly, and then we'll end our presentation today. This is, obviously we started in Europe on the rivers there. We do have small ships in Europe with the majority of our fleet being from 190 to 160 passengers. We do have a couple of rivers that we travel on that are only 100 passengers. So this is small ship intimate cruising, and going to be we think it's going to be one of the fastest portions of the cruise industry to come back. In fact, there are already German ships and a German cruise line that caters to German passengers. It's already sailing on the Rhine and the Danube. And we dock right in prime locations here. I believe this is Melk, Austria. Looking at that abbey and the cathedral up there, I think this is Melk. We do ocean cruising too. So we've been, if you haven't heard of that, we've only been doing this for 5 years, but we've been voted for 5 years in a row the #1 midship cruising ship line by readers of Travel and Leisure. 930 passengers. So again, this is not a mega sized ship with 2,000, 4,000, 5,000 people on it. This is small, lots of public spaces to spread out guests on board. 930 passengers at max capacity on our ocean ships. And we do literally travel the world. We have itineraries that touch 5 continents with our ocean cruise lines. You may not have heard yet, but we do have expedition cruising coming. So we have expedition cruising that will start in 2022. This is two brand new vessels, the Octantis and the Polaris, that are 376 passengers. They are lovely polar class 6 vessels. So they'll be going to the Arctic and to the Antarctic regions on 13-day cruises in both locations. And you see here in this artist rendering there on the polar craft. So these begin in 2022, January of 2022. We'll also be taking these ships to the Great Lakes. And we have 4 itineraries on the Great Lakes on the Viking Octantis that are planned for April of 2022 to October of 2022. These are on sale now, so you can book these. This is an artist rendering of the ship in Toronto, Ontario. So we will be sailing. We have one 13-day itinerary that'll go from New York to Toronto and then back from Toronto to New York. And then we have 3 8-day itineraries that will vary through the Great Lakes. All 3 visit Mackinac Island. We have cruises that will start in Toronto, end in Detroit, start in Detroit and go to Ontario, and then from Thunder Bay, Ontario, and then from Thunder Bay back to Milwaukee. I'm sorry, not Detroit, but to Milwaukee. So 3 itineraries there for 8 days on the Great Lakes. Your Mann Travels travel advisors can go through all of those for you too. So, and that's my presentation. So I really thank you for attending. We would love to have you cruise with us on Viking. So reach out to your travelers. For the month of September, we do have a double passenger discount. So if you have cruised with us before, it's a great time to book to take advantage of that.
That's wonderful. And in addition to that, what Viking is offering, Mann Travels is also offering a Visa gift card for any new booking made. So again, as Barry said, you can reach out to our Mann Travels consultants with any questions that you may have. Just want to make sure I'm sharing my screen. Barry, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Wonderful. So thank you everybody for joining us today. I know it may seem like 2022, 2023 is so far off, but as Barry said, it's already booking up. So plan now, travel later to get the best availability and the best pricing, quite honestly. So we do hope you all are doing well. Please reach out to us with any questions you may have. Thank you again for joining us. Barry, thank you so much for your time, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Barry.